Sorry. All right, guys, welcome. Thank you for joining this class. I hope that you've had an amazing week. I'm going to go over what I said I was going to go over, which is designing for different formats. All right, so let's jump right into it. This is Canva. I'm going to just pick a random design online. Okay, so I'm just let me use a template, for example, right? Templates. Let's say I'm designing for an Instagram post. All right, and I want to use it and also use the same design for social media and also use the same design for Instagram stories. All right, so let's do Instagram posts. I'm trying to find the perfect template to use, something that would actually work. Okay, let me use this. All right, so let's edit these templates. I'm going to share the screen for the template that I opened right now. This design is obviously in square format, right? And imagine that this design that you have already, okay? And you want to edit it somehow, right? And you want to use the same design for Insta stories, right? Simply copy, right? Open a new Canva tab, create a design, right? Go to Instagram story, all right? So now I've copied that design. Imagine that was a complete design, right? I've copied that design. I'm onto my Insta stories page, right? I'm just going to paste it. All right. Now, once I've pasted it, you can see what it looks like. It didn't copy the background as well. So obviously I need to change the background to black, right? Now this is what it looks like. So what I need to work with is the elements in this design. Now, you can see all these things. All these things are elements that are in addition to the text. I'm so sorry about that. All right. Now let me copy this, right, and bring it down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to ensure that the page looks full, right? So it means that I actually have to duplicate some of them. Okay. Duplicate some of them to make sure that it doesn't feel empty. Now, the first thing I'm going to want to do is ensure that my text is very conspicuous and it's in the right place. Right. For this, I'll like my text to be somewhere lower down in the middle, right? Not exactly in the middle, but somewhere up middle. Okay. And then I'll increase it to ensure that it fills the page. Right. And then so this place still feels kind of empty and this place still feels kind of empty. If you compare it to what we have in the initial design, right, you can see it feels like this whole place is just for the text and then every other thing down here is the design. All right, so I'm going to come back to this, the design I'm working on, right? It obviously means that I'm going to increase the sizes of this so that it fills the page, sort of. right? So obviously it means some things will disappear, but hold on. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just increase this, right? Drag this up somewhere. Select all these ones, expand them, just to ensure that nothing feels empty, sort of. Yeah. And then like this now, for example. Sorry, please hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this, for example. Just to make everything look full. Yeah. And then maybe I can take another element from here, duplicate it. I'll bring it up here somewhere. Allow this to increase. Right. Now I've done the exact same design. Obviously, I have to move a few things around, but you can see the same design for a square 1:1 ratio size is working for this Instagram post size. Now, it's not only one way you can do it. You can want to retain the exact same format that existed there by simply dragging this up, right? I'm making this up here the biggest thing, but because you typically not want for a story, you typically want it to be in the middle somewhere. That's why I brought it down. If you did something like this, it means that you have to fill these places with some other elements as well. Maybe you can duplicate this. You can duplicate this, right? Instead of duplicating it and leaving it like that, just make it smaller. Change the location, okay? Because if it's here, it's just going to, the repetition is too close. So you want to take it somewhere else and then use a different element around it. Yeah, so like this that is far away now. I'm just going to carry this. Let me zoom in a little. All right, so this, I'll duplicate this, drag it up here somewhere, maybe make it a little big, right? Maybe here somewhere. I can even rotate this so that, but basically what you're trying to do is move the elements around to create a nice harmony that doesn't feel out of place. And still looks very similar to what we had before. Yeah. So it means you retain all the elements, but you just have to move a few things around. So this is already too big. Let me reduce the size of this. Just to drag it here somewhere. Right. So I mean, this is another way to do it. So it's not a one size fits all approach. You can actually do it in different ways. Now I'm going to do this exact same design for landscape. Maybe you want to do it for Twitter or something. Yeah. What I'll do is obviously I'll copy all these elements, right? Are you following so far? Is there anything that is very difficult? Do you understand how I did it or anything like that? Okay, nobody's answering. So let's just say I want to make a Twitter post, for example. Yeah.
I understood what you said.
Okay, thank you very much. How do we copy all the elements at once using our phones? I don't know if you can do that automatically, but I think what you have to do is you click on one. When you click long click, right? You click on it and keep your hand on it for a while. It's going to say one item selected. Then you click on all the other items and then copy. So that's the way I know how to do it on phone. So right now I've copied the elements here. Yeah. And same thing is happening. There's no background. So I'm going to change the background to black. All right. We have our elements already. So now I have to, my work now is to spread all these elements around here and ensure that the text
I'm not
is
sure
also in a good place.
screen.
You can see my screen. Try and pin my screen then.
It's showing welcome
I think
day.
I'm seeing something
That's
else.
what's showing on the screen.
Oh, so sorry about that. So sorry about that.
Or
Can you see
seeing
now?
something else. Yes, we can see it now.
You can see your screen now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me just undo. Right. So I just pasted, right? And then I had to put the black background because it wasn't there. And I was explaining that my responsibility now is to ensure that this is very conspicuous and I have all these elements around it to just make it interesting. Okay. So I'm going to select all these elements, move them around so that I can have space to work with my text because this is obviously like the most important thing. So I'm going to align this to a very nice position, increase the text very clearly, right? And then this is my opportunity to play around with the remaining items I have here. Yeah. So I can just drag this up here, take this down, leave this here, duplicate this, and I'll bring it here, just make it smaller. Maybe also rotate it so it doesn't feel monotonous, right? Maybe just even drag it out so it looks, let this come from up type of thing. Yeah. Then okay, we have one of this already. So I'll just take this here, duplicate this too. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just trying to spread the elements around in the most interesting way possible that doesn't feel too monotonous and also doesn't feel overburdening, right? Obviously you might do this differently from me, but it's the same principle of allowing the elements play around. Yeah. So see what I'm even going to do to this. I'll make this right, pull this up, right. I'll make this maybe a little bigger just so that, okay, so I can make this small because that is already big. Yeah. And then we're getting somewhere, but this place still feels a little scanty, so let me just rotate this, right, drag it down and do this. Yeah. Oh, sorry. And drag this around so it doesn't feel so empty. And then maybe duplicate this to just be somewhere here. Make it a little bigger. To be somewhere here. Rotate it so it doesn't feel like I'm repeating the same thing everywhere. And there we go. So we have the exact same design, different formats, obviously, right? And different sizes. Okay. Do you understand this well enough, or do you want me to try it with a different template entirely, or you actually already just get the gist?
I understand it. For me, it's
Okay. Awesome. So thank you. So let me jump right into reviews for different people's works. All right, so I'll share this tab. Now, whoever did this design, really very good attempt, except you would notice really quickly that there are some elements of design, there's some principles of design that we see that are very lacking, right? And to be honest, I'll tell you what I like. I like this arrangement. Get the tropical vibes. It's a really nice arrangement. Yeah. Except that this elements, this group of elements, sorry, this group of texts, right, could have been better positioned, maybe somewhere up, because this place just looks really empty, like a big space. Now, but that's not the most obvious challenge. The most obvious challenge is that your text is even too close to the border. So what you want to do, like I said in the first or second class, is use the guide that Instagram. Use the guide that Canva gives you. Canva is trying to help you make sure that you have your designs in the right place. So use that guide, ensure that your text doesn't come out of that pink line that shows. Yeah. Apart from that, another thing is the contrast. I mean, you can see the black text on this, but white will do a better job of having a greater contrast on this. All right. Apart from that, another way to create an interesting feel for this will be to have this text in different colors instead of everything white or everything black. I like the variation of text, but it might be a little too many. So this is one type of font, another type of font, another type of font, and then another. So like 4 different types of fonts. Keep your designs between 2 types of fonts, generally 2, 3 maximum, right, on your design. That's good advice that you can apply. Okay, so however, this is difficult to be able to make adjustments. Another thing that I also suggest is you could have moved this line to somewhere closer. Can you see my mouse?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So imagine that this line was actually brought forward to somewhere like here, right? So we have more space for text, but you can still see the picture very clearly. Okay, so that's that for that design. All right, so I'm sharing another design now. Whoever this is, this actually looks very interesting, to be honest. The only challenge is, or let me not say challenge. The only thing is I don't have context for what this is. Is it an album art? Is it a banner? Is it a poster? Is it, because that's going to determine how to judge the design. All right. So first of all, my first suggestion, regardless of whatever it may be, is to reduce the size of this text inside the box, so there's space between the text and the box. Okay. If you want this text to be bigger, maybe you want to increase the size of everything altogether. You get, but when you do that, it's messing with the concentricness of these circles. So this is a better approach. Okay, I like this because it's actually very interesting, but this seems so small that I can't even read it. And don't forget what I said earlier. The first principle of, well, the most important thing that design does is to communicate. So if somebody cannot see clearly what you are saying or writing, it defeats the whole purpose. Okay, so you might want to increase the size of this to be a little bit more conspicuous so that we can really see what it is. Okay, so now I can see what it is. It's written to be the genius. Yeah, so yeah, this actually works. I can't tell what you were trying to achieve, but based off of just looking at it, I think these are very simple corrections to be made. And this is actually very, very nice. I really, really like this chemistry. You can see how chemistry is the most conspicuous thing because of the color. All right, so this is really nice contrast, really, really amazing contrast, actually. And then you can see the background, except the only other thing is it just looks too small that I can't even see what it is. So you might want to increase it a little so that it's obvious what is written. Yeah. So maybe this will be just much better than what it was before. Yeah. Any questions so far?
No.
All right. Thank you. So somebody's work is saying sorry, something went wrong. I'm trying to reload it. Okay. All right. So let me share this other tab. Okay, cool. Now, babygirlliving.com, everything faith, fashion, and freestyle. I really like this. This is very simple, straight to the point. You can see that all the texts are center aligned. Very nice, right? The only challenge right now is that we have too many different types of fonts. So this is one type of font, another type of font, another type of font, but I think these two are similar. Do you get? So, but it'll be better with lesser number of fonts actually. But I like this. The only challenge that I have also is the color of this thing on the background, where you have this thing is gray, and the gray doesn't seem to do a very great job at contrasting with the background that we have. So it probably would have been better as white or something really bright. If not something really bright, something really dark, and then you have bright text on it. I can't make changes to this because it's oh, edit. Oh, I can. Nice. All right. Oh, okay. So you see what I'm saying now? All right. So let me make changes to this line. Yeah. Um, the color of this thing is a little dull, especially because of the background that we have. Oh, I see. There's an opacity, right? So imagine that the opacity wasn't there, right? And we have this. Yeah. And the colors seem to be a little bit too much. So we have brown, pink, orange, purple, lemon green, gray. Yeah, so you want to reduce the amount of colors that you use on your design typically, right? My advice for this will also be, instead of having this in all caps, it will be better in sentence case. So living.com, right? So this doesn't feel as overbearing as the other one, right? So you want to keep this within the frame, like I always suggest. Okay, but I really like the alignments. Very well done. So for this glacial indifference. So I'm going to you want to for this kind of thing, for example, you see everything here, everything seems to be in all caps. And you know how when you write in all caps, it feels like you're shouting. So you want to actually have some some difference, right? So look at this where it says stop looking, right? Racing Sans one. Okay, so let me just, it's taking too long. That's why. So for this, right, my advice would be no carry. What did it say? No carry last for this one. Yeah. Start browsing. This is not PG, no, Grammarly. Right. So it would have been nicer if you had stop looking and start browsing on the same line. And then no carry last for this one separately. Do you get? So central line, which it was already. I just need to reduce the font size now. Right? So increase the size of this. Stop browsing, stop looking, start browsing, no carry last for this one. Babygirlliving.com. Yeah. So if I were you, I would have, so you can actually just change the colors and make these things consistent. Okay. So to make it consistent, I would advise changing this color to maybe, let me see, no, yeah, there's way of tangents. White actually works, to be honest. If you change the color of this color to white and this color to white, just to create some uniformity. and then let's have this as pink, except okay, cool. Right, so change this to, let's say, gray, because it's a laptop, and then the skin to white. Right, so you see how it feels like it's the same illustration. Just by changing the colors, you have a sense of uniformity already. Yeah. Are you understanding so far? Is there any question? Is there any mysterious thing that I did that you can't figure out why or why not?
Yep, I understand.
Okay, cool. So everyone's good. Let me go on to the next design. All right. So we have this. This was obviously done as like a banner, right? So you see, the first thing that I'm going to point out is when you look at this lower part, right? When you have something like this, the size of your icon should not be outrageously bigger than the size of the text that it's supposed to be supporting. So you want to make this smaller so that your text and this are on the same line. Now, another thing is this is too close to the edge. You want to bring it up a little. Remember the guides, right? Same thing for this text. This should be blogger songs, right? Drag this to, now when you look at this, right, you can tell that this is center aligned, but it's on the extreme right. So there's a fine balance between aligning your text in a box and then aligning that box itself on the page, right? So those are two different levels of alignment that you want to pay attention to. Okay, so personally, I wouldn't have put contact us on this mockup, right? I would have put contact us under, right? So let me just move this down, right? Reduce this. I keep saying right. I think because I'm the right guy. Anyways, so yeah, left. Okay. Now I want to move this a little to the right so that there's more space for the text. Okay. Because you want this to be very conspicuous. Okay. So we have that. And then now, because this is, so typically on a banner, the selling point is supposed to be the biggest, the thing that draws people, right? We don't have that here. It's basically just information about something. So you want to ensure that this is very well represented instead of just hanging there somewhere, right? So, sorry. So I'm going to try to make this. So the thing is, this element down here, like it's an interesting element, and I like what you did with the colors overlaying this and making it have this separate effect. If this were to work, right, this would work somewhere in the middle, or maybe even under this. For example, let me show you what I'm saying. So I'll bring this to the middle like that. Take this group of elements, under this. send backwards. Yeah, but you can see there's a line here, so I need to finish this. Cancel comments. Yeah. Now, then this will work because you have, but typically when you're listing things, you don't want to itemize, you don't want to center align a list. If it's a list, you want to left align it because we read left to right. Yeah. So let's do this: logos, banners, and then for this kind of thing, you probably don't even need to add and posters, right? And then keep consistency with the text. So let me see, I'll left align this, for example. Yeah, because it's a list and people read from left to right. I will take this to this middle. Yeah. Now, because, hold on, sorry. Now it's easier for this to work because we don't have those dots and commas. When it's isolated, it makes more sense that you want to center align it. Okay, can you see this now? So group this with this, put in the exact middle. I think this is already in the middle already. Oh, wow, this is already in the middle. Yeah, and then for the contact us will be nice. So to be honest, there's a lot of space that's just not being used up here, right? Because of this mock-up. So depending on how you want to arrange it, if it were me, I would completely rearrange this whole thing and move this from the middle. But you see, I'm just trying to do all these alternatives. I'm not trying to find the final solution to this design. I'm just trying to help you understand what can work in different scenarios. Okay, so that when you're designing, you have a good understanding of what options are available for you. Yeah. So I'll drag this. I'll probably drag this to the left and let it show from here. Yeah, because I really want this selling point logos. Okay, now I'm going to group them all. Fit. I'll drag this up. Now, because I don't want, okay, so I can do this actually, right? I can do this where this element, if you leave it alone, hanging, right, it feels out of place because it's supposed to be like a bookmark, and a bookmark doesn't just hang, it comes out of somewhere. So you either let it come out of the top, come out from under this place, come out from under something, basically, not just stand alone, right? Another thing I'll still have to work on is the colors. Yeah, there's some color work going on here. Yeah. Sometimes it's actually difficult to redesign something you didn't start with. So that's why all of this is happening. So contact us, left align, bring it to the left. Yeah. I want to drag this to the utmost left here. And just to be sure that the text on the right is okay. So now another thing that you also want to note here is the background. If you see this place now, you can't see this text here because the background is distracting for the text. So, and another thing is also the text sizing. Remember the rule of proximity. Elements that are together should be together. So instead of having contact us and phone number somewhere and having Instagram somewhere, you want to keep contact us, Instagram and phone number in the same place. Phone number, the same font size, Instagram, the same font size. Okay, so I'm going to change this to Open Sans 30. Let me give it a from Open Sans 42. I'll change this to Open Sans 42 as well. Open Sans, open now. Okay, Open Sans bold, obviously 42. Yeah, so, and typically if you have an icon for phone number for Instagram, you want to have an icon for phone number as well. So instead of having one without phone number, then having another one, having one with an icon, then having another one without an icon. If you want to have an icon for everything. If you don't want to use an icon, don't use an icon, right? So that you just have this really nice uniformity in your design. So let me increase the line height so that there's some good space between them, because I'm going to put icons beside them. So I'm going to drag this, right? I'll leave this here because it's Instagram. Okay, and then I'll search for phone. Phone show. Okay, so now, because there's another thing I want you to notice in terms of uniformity. If here you use the colorful Instagram logo, don't come here and use this black and white one, right? Let there be uniformity with the icons you use. So if you used like an outline icon, let your icons be outlined all through. Okay, so obviously this is a colorful logo, so I'm just going to pick a colorful icon for phone. Okay, so let me pick a colorful icon for phone. I can actually do this. So I just need to make it smaller. All right. Okay. So I've aligned it. I'll group them together and take them to a comfortable place. Contact us. I'll typically not use art, so you can just remove contact us. As a matter of fact, you don't even need to say contact us. When they see phone number, they obviously know that's what you use to contact them. So you might as well do away with this. Yeah. Except now, this thing is not very obvious because of the background we're using. So it means you either change the background or create an underlay for this text to pop properly. Okay, so what kind of underlay can I create? You can use a simple rectangle. All right, bring this down, send it back. Yeah, now your text is more conspicuous by just making that slight change, right? This isn't the best solution, but I'm just trying to use it to pass a message across that you need to have your text very obvious. Okay, so I think this color is the only color that feels out of place here. That's if you insist on using a particular type of background, you have to change this. But if it was left to me, I would have changed the background altogether and leave the text there with a nice, so I'm not trying to determine what you should do. I'm just trying to explore what options are available for you and how you can go about them. Okay. Now for this design, you can see that this place just feels empty. Yeah, so maybe we can just move this up a little. Right. Bring this, maybe bring this down. Oh, it actually works where it is. Yeah, I think this is a little better. Let me break it down a little. So we have like kind of equal space up and down. Or if you even want to make it seamless, let it just go under. So, right. So this actually works. Yeah. This is the only color that's out of place here. So you might as well just want to change it to something that works. But then it doesn't feel too out of place because of this Instagram icon. So if you were using a colorful icon, that color is going to feel off. So just those many things you can consider. Are you still following? Is it making sense so far?
Yes, it is.
Nice,
It's
nice,
making
nice.
sense.
Awesome, thanks. All right, so this
Yes,
design,
yes.
all right, awesome, awesome. Thank you. I love feedback. Thank you. This is super, super amazing. I love this. This is actually just great. I love it. I love it so much. The only thing is because of the nature of the background being dull, this color will have been nice as a warm color. A warm color in, so what we have here, this green is a dull color, the background is a dull color. So it's just impaling everything type. It's just like submerging everything. But this is really nice. I actually love this. Very, very simple. Very, very straightforward, no extra drama. This would have been nicer if it was a little inside with some space around it. Same also with this. Yeah. So, but if this was a different color, let's see, let's pick this red. Yeah. Okay, so let's pick a color now. Photo colors, see all. There should be a red here. That's this red. Oh, it's not picking the red color because it's so small. So we might as well just, let me see how this works. Right, and then we can change this to a really popping color. No, something that pops more than this. Maybe like this red, right? So we just have to try to find it. Something similar. Yeah. No, it's not popping as much as I want it to. So maybe I'll change this to white because we have nice white on this background. That is just if I want to retain the color of my background. Another way to have done that will have been just to change the background entirely. Yeah. It would, you know, it would just take me down a different route. Yeah. So, but I really love this. Maybe just a little more space between. Yeah. This is perfect. I love it. Whoever, this is well done. Same thing here. Well done. So the only, okay. So I like this actually. I like this too, right? The only thing is now every font here feels the hierarchy is kind of missing because new arrivals and these fonts are almost sharing, are almost competing in size. So if you look here, you see how new arrivals is the biggest thing. This is the second, and this is the third, right? Here, it feels like 10% is as big as new arrivals. Do you get? So you have to choose what you want to be the want to stand out, right? So if you want 10% off to stand out, you make it bigger, make new arrivals a little smaller. Yeah. And then the one last thing will be this social media details here. Once you group it, right, centralize this element into the middle here. Except, of course, you were waiting to put some other things here as it was before. But if not, this is so much better. Yeah. So my suggestion would be bring this down. Yeah. So if I were to choose, so be okay. If I were to choose what should be the most conspicuous thing, I would say new arrivals. So I'll leave 10% to be smaller. right? Up to 10% to be smaller. Although I feel like the letter spacing is a little disturbing. So let me just keep it somewhere safe. Yeah, exactly. So we have this, and you want to make sure that everything is aligned. So let me center align this, right? Center align this. Yeah, so they look very well aligned. Maybe bring this down a little, 10%. So I want to reduce the size so it's not disturbing our new arrivals. And then off you go. So this is significantly smaller than new arrivals, but not as small as it should be. So I mean, it's just a little smaller. Now, the only other thing will be the color. I like the color, actually, but the way this place blends, so it would have been nice if this color was this exact same color. So, like this. Or if you want to use the gradient, it's still nice. You can use this color with the gradient. So, like your design just looks clean and sweet. Yeah, whoever this is, you did a very great job. Now this is where I have a problem, right? And you can tell already. These texts are too close to the edge, right? I mean, this is nice, but it's disturbing so much. So you want to bring your contacts. So now there are 3 sets of information here. Get bigger bottle perfume oils, which is supposed to be like the catchy thing. Then this is like the logo of the company, and then contacts, right? To be honest with you, this just needs to, let me zoom in a bit. What's this? Oh, this is an overlay. Okay. I can't reach sent back. Okay. So I'll bring it back up later. So this is the logo, I believe, right? My suggestion for this would be bring this down and let this blend with this. Let this match, not match, flush with that, right? Group, right? Obviously bring this up somewhere safe, right? Bring up your contact as well. Right, align. I no need to write contact. When they see phone number, they know they should contact. Yeah. So put your phone number, centralize. Yeah. Now, so this is the logo of the company. This probably just needs to be somewhere up here, not disturbing anybody, just chilling. Yeah. Centralize this into the middle. Obviously, it's the picture. And this is the phone number, the only call to action. So just keep it directly under. So when you finish feeding your eyes, you go straight to the phone number, right? Or, well, you can actually leave the contacts as you wanted. Except what you want to do then is, instead of having contact and this number on the same, you can make contact light. So try and use, if possible, you can use a font that has bold and thick, right? So I'll make this on bold and italicize it, right? So I'll italicize everything. Yeah. So this can also work, right? Except you have to bring it to the front. Okay. Now this background is the part that I'm still trying to figure out. It's actually very, very it's so out there, it's just really confusing. Yeah. So what you want to do is simplify it. Okay. I'm sure it took a lot of work to do this, but you want to simplify it. Yeah. So pattern is actually nice. It's just very disturbing for a design that's going to have text on it. Okay. So you want to make this a simpler background. Right. I don't know what a yellow thing, red thing is, so I'm just going to remove it because it's actually disturbing. So I'll centralize this, right? Change the background. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Okay, I hope it's making
Yes.
sense. Okay, cool.
Yes, it is.
All right, so
Yes.
all right, thank you,
Yep.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'll just change the background of this to something calmer, right? But it's still going to allow the perfume bottles to show. So this is calm, but the perfume bottles are blending in too much. Yeah. So let's try something else. This is actually nice. The perfume bottles aren't blending too much, but let's just see what it looks like when we change the colors. So nope, I need something bolder. Yeah. Now I want to change the color of this as well. Something bolder. What happened to the other text? Okay. Let's see. I'll keep that black. All right. So this is the logo of the company. Let me even put it in the middle. Even make it even smaller. Okay, I can seem to make it smaller. Anyways, doesn't matter. So I'll bring this down. Keep this within my range. Bring this down. Get bigger bottle perfume oils, right? So you want to have space. I'm guessing bigger bottle is the catchy thing. So okay, centralize this, right? Centralize this as well. Now another thing that will be distracting is this text and this text are the same, right? I don't know if it's like an advanced thing or it's something that I can say here, but see what you can do for this, right? To make sure that everything is kind of in sync. Align this to the right. Align this to the right. Yeah. Okay. Reduce the size just a little. I get the point of the space, but let me just reduce it just a little. Yeah. Now, and then we increase get. And maybe keep get in a different color. Right? So maybe something like let me check. What's the color that we're using here? Yeah. Bigger gets bigger perfume oils. So I'm going to group that. Ensure that my text is in a safe space. Bring this up a little. All right. As simple as this is, it communicates much better than the previous one. So I want to reduce the size of this actually, so that it doesn't disturb, yeah, the most important thing that needs to be seen. Okay, but it's logo so it can be up a bit, right? So yeah, this is the most important information. Yeah. So, and if possible, you can even change this Montserrat to something bold. Yeah, bigger bottom. Okay, because you want this to make a very bold statement. Yeah, so reduce the line height. We can change the color of this actually, something bright, so that if I want a text to overlap it, it will show. Do you get? So group. So this way, the interesting thing is with this way, people can read either get perfume oils or get bigger bottle perfume oils, and both of them are your goals for them to shop by. Yeah. So this is good enough. Last, if you don't understand anything, you see perfume oils and you can see the pictures. Yeah. So this is so much better. You can still play around with the background, maybe find something that is more soothing. I don't think that will work, but I'm just messing around. So yeah, I think I'm done. Right. Okay. So this is actually a lot for one person. So you can just apply the principle all the way down. Whoever this is, you actually did an amazing job. Well done, well done, well done. Next. Okay. Need logistics. This is really good. It actually almost looks very professional, honestly. I can see the text very clearly. Except this part, you see, using a white text on a white overlay wouldn't pop as much as it should. Yeah. And your logo is too big. So you want to reduce the size of the logo and emphasize what you do, because people are not buying logo, people need you for what you do. So group, you can reduce the size of this if possible. Drag this up and bring this down. So you have, sorry, you have this line to the left. Yeah. So you have this arrangement for your designs, for your logo, sorry. All right. Let me zoom in a little so I can hold those things together. So I'll group them. Yeah. Now, your comfort, and so I'll centralize this. Where is the center? Where is the center? Good. It's in the center now. All right. Your comfort and convenience is a priority. So to be honest, this can be bigger than your logo because your customers are not trying to buy your logo. What's happening? Your comfort and convenience are priority. So I'll just retype that. Okay. So this is what you now need to emphasize. So you can use a nice flamboyant font. Let me not say flamboyant, but a very conspicuous font for this, depending on what the brand guide is and stuff like that. And here you can actually see the white text because of the type of background that we have, right? So there is no hard and fast rule, but just make sure that whatever you're doing, it's very, very obvious. Okay, so what we do is PT serif. So I think I'll just do that. But then it's going to make this fonts replicated in too many places. So I'm just going to change it to something else. serif. So sorry, I wonder why my internet is acting weird today. Okay, I'm trying to find a bolder serif font. So let's just say DM serif display, for example. Yeah. Right. Let's say this is the most important thing that we want people to see. Yeah. What we can do to even make this more conspicuous, because if you live in the middle, it's obvious, but you want them to actually like focus on this more. So maybe we can duplicate this rectangle, right? And bring it up, right? Now we'll create a nice underlay, send backward, and then we have this text, change the color to white so that it's very, very obvious. Or what we can do is actually just even reduce the opacity, right? Change it to black so that's not too disturbing. Yeah, you see. And then now the last thing is to arrange this place. This is where all the magic is. I like how you did your icons, right? So you just need to arrange them a little better, right? Remember the corrections I made on the other one. So make all the sizes the same. And if you want to use color for everything. If you want to use this one for everything, use outline for everything. Okay, and then just arrange it properly. I like the alignment here. I like the alignment here. Just this one that feels out of place. So either put it to the left or right, but I prefer left. All right. So I think that's that for this. Well done. I think this is nicer. Whatever this is, you've done a really great job. Well done. You are invited to. This is actually so delicious. Yeah, I mean that literally and figuratively. So basically, just raising this up just makes a lot of difference, bro. I love it. I love it. However, this is well done. I'm afraid that this might be too tiny, but it's better than being too big. But this is really nice. I love it. However, this is well done, well done, well done, well done. I don't even think I have any corrections to make. Oh, okay. Where's the fourth me? Right, it should be on the same line so that you don't give people stress of reading what they can read on one line and two lines. And I like the way you arranged everything. The proximity, you see, date, time, and location are together. Main party. The only thing is chocolate party should be bigger, right? Because it's the most important thing. And then the name shouldn't be as big as chocolate party. Yeah. So and maybe the font type should be probably be different as well, but it still works if it's the same. Okay. So I've just gotten to my maximum. So yeah, I love this. Whoever this is well done. Yeah, someone did this logo. I must say this is super, super amazing. Very, very awesome. I couldn't get the Canva link, but this is really nice. Super, super, very, very obvious. Whoever this is, you actually did an amazing job. I don't have anything to correct. I'm being very honest with you. Any other design? Okay, none at the moment. Okay, so I think I'll just take questions at this time. Any questions?
I just see mine. I forgot
You didn't see
to,
yours. Which
yeah,
one?
I forgot to send the link to your email though.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me check. But apart from that, is there any other question? while I open that up. How many are we on this call? 16. Any question so far? No question. It's really taking so long to edit, to open up. So sorry about that. Okay. Any questions so far? None. You guys understand it completely. Amazing. Oh, you're just shy. I'm so sorry, guys. This is taking long. I wonder why. It's taking too long. I wonder why. Okay, I found it. Okay. All right, so I'm sharing my screen now. It's the final one. Oh, nice. Someone did a banner for me. Cool. All right, so you can see repetition and contrasts. Very, very, very delicious. See repetition and contrasts. Very delicious. All center aligned. How amazing is this? Well done, whoever this is. I love it. Learn time with your 100% discount. Nice, nice. Okay, so the alignment is the only issue here. And the kind of spacing here. So first, let's bring this here. Obviously, this is here. Well done. Let me ungroup this for a bit. All right. So 100% is in the middle here. Discount is now in the middle. Terms and conditions is not. So you want to put terms and conditions in the middle as well, right? And I like the hierarchy, 100% discount. So typically I'll suggest discount should be on the same flush with the same width, even if they are different font sizes, but they should maintain the same width. It just has a nice effect that way. Yeah. Okay. No. So okay, and then terms and conditions apply. I love it. Now for this, one thing I would suggest is, so this wasn't center aligned. This wasn't center aligned as well because every other thing was. So for this, I would suggest cut. All right, because they're like two different sentences ish. So you want to just centralize this. Okay, and then make one bold or make one light. Make one bold and make one light. So I'm going to make this bold. Right? Reduce the, okay, the letter height is fine. We go bold. So yeah, you can actually do this. Put the handle on a different line. Maybe even bring it down just a little. Right? And reduce this height. Increase the line height. So that there's some space between both sentences, and then obviously bring this to the middle because every other thing is center aligned, right? So there we go, right? My suggestion will also be to make the background a little more interesting. Even though it should be a dark background, you can make it interesting, an interesting dark background. So let's say I'm going to copy this, change the background, maybe just give it a texture. Yeah, I mean, it works like this, so this is just like an addition. I'm trying to find something that has design vibes. Let's just see this one. All right. Obviously, white isn't going to work, so that's why I copied the black. Now I just need to create an overlay. Okay. Come to my elements, create a new rectangle, and then place the rectangle on my design and add opacity so that it's still very obvious, even though it's dark. Yeah. So I'll just do it at maybe 75. Okay, no, let me leave this at 80 then. So that it's still dark, but it still has that nice texture under. Okay. You can leave this at 89. This is good. Bring backwards. Right. So you can see like that tiny thing just gives it a feel of something nice at the back. Yeah, even though you can still see the contrast really well. Yeah. So I think that's the last one. Thank you all so much. All 14 of you out of 200 and what 56. I appreciate sticking with me, and I hope you learned a lot. I hope that you would apply what you've learned, and I hope that you'll make money, hopefully. And if there are any freebies, I'll share in the email. And I think that's it. Cohort 1 is a wrap. Thank you so much, everyone. Please share your designs online. Tag Canva, tag design with DR, hashtag Canva love, hashtag design with DR. Any questions before we close?
Please, have you sent any emails since the first class?
No, I haven't.
Okay, thank
No,
you.
I will, but I haven't. You're welcome.
I just wanted to be sure I was getting them.
Yeah, no, I haven't. You're welcome. Any other question before we call it a day, a night?
That you be generous enough to review designs that you are tagged to on Instagram.
Come again?
Maybe anyone that looks. Is there a chance that you'll be generous enough to review designs that you are tagged to on Instagram? Because I know like we can't send to you privately anymore, but if you see anyone that looks almost good, will you be kind enough to review it?
Yeah, I can. So yeah, I can. So the challenge, or let me not say the challenge, the thing is it's easier when it's a video because I can show what I'm saying and stuff. Sometimes it's a little difficult to like text and type. So well, I can actually. I think I'll do that. I'll do that. If it means maybe sending a DM or a VM As long as I'm tagged, yeah, I think I should be responsible enough to give a good response. Yeah, I will. I will. So at this point, no more theory, just need to practice. Design rubbish. Continue designing rubbish until you become good. Rubbish in quotes, because I don't think you design rubbish, but you know. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful night.
DR.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome, everyone. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely
You're
night.
welcome. You too. Bye.
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 Good night.